color of your skin? Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Most of us blacks, or Negroes as he called us, really thought we were free without being aware that in our subconscious, all those chains we thought had been struck off were still there. And there were many ways where what really motivated us was our desire to be loved by the white man. Malcolm meant to lance that sense of inferiority. He knew it would be painful. He knew that people could kill you because of it, but he dared to take that risk.
He was saying something over and above that of any other leader of that day, while the other leaders were begging for entry into the house of their oppressor. He was telling you to build your own house.
There you go. Turning up the volume over here. Sorry about that. Hoo-doo, hoo-doo. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Ah! Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We apologize for the feedback. Usually we don't get no feedback through these monitors, but okay. And that's why we tried to test before the show, but unfortunately, I've been running today, and I really just got back in here maybe 10 minutes ago, because it's been one of those days. Sometimes you get these days and you make these plans, and then none of your plans work out the way you like them to work out. But we're here anyway. The black is back. Y'all like that? I Am Black History sweatshirts. Be showing a little gear every now and again. A lot of people like this shirt. I wear this hoodie a lot when I'm out in the wintertime, and I get a lot of compliments about it. Uh, but what it means is basically if you have helped anyone along the way, then you become part of their history. Maybe you did something that changed the course of their life, that moved them around, that took them from a negative place to a positive place, or you saved them from a situation that could have turned their positive life into something negative. Lot of things happen in life, and you never know what saves you. I remember I went to a payphone one day to make a call. So this been a while back because we didn't have cell phones. And the young man walked up to me and he said, "Yo, bro, you might want to get off this phone. It's about to go down over here." I'm like, "What?" I walk away. Sure enough, I'm a block away. Bam, 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 bam. I didn't know that brother from anybody else, but he did something and possibly saved my life because I would have been standing up there trying to talk on the phone. Black history. So he becomes part of my black history. And we want to encourage everyone to become part of someone's black history. Help somebody along the way, help yourself along the way. You can be history to yourself, and we got to get rid of all the negative history. And that's what's kind of leading to the show tonight. I'm running late just getting in, so I don't have all my stuff together. I apologize. But the name of the show tonight is Strategy or Acceptance. Because what happens a lot with us as black people is we just accept a lot of stuff. I do this business meeting on Mondays with a lot of other business owners, and we were discussing uh, Dr. King, cause the world was celebrating Dr. King's birthday on the 19th. His birthday is on the 15th, but the world chose the 19th to celebrate this year. And there were a lot of different opinions on that movement and what it meant, and they asked me to speak about it. And I was like, well, first of all, Dr. King did not have a lot of support in the North, and Malcolm X did not have a lot of support in the South, uh, especially after he left the nation. He had very little support anywhere. He was basically looking for a platform, and there was talks and discussions of Dr. King and Malcolm forming something to benefit black people, because that's what it was supposed to be, right? To benefit black people. And we talked about it wasn't originally King's idea, the whole movement thing. He was had a church, and they had a meeting, and they said, well, we need some leadership, and they wanted some young leadership because they figured they could go further with the someone that can embrace the younger people and the old people at the same time. And Dr. King wound up being that one. He tried to refuse it at first, but you know, God's plan says no, you got to go ahead and do that. So he accepted the challenge. Uh, that was the easy part, developing a strategy that would eventually work for us and take us to a different level. That's the hard part, because it appeared no matter what strategy we had as black people, it always seemed to fall a little short. And it fell a little short because we lacked the unity of like the other groups. There's a unity piece that pushes things along. On the last show, I talked about the other people that are coming here now, and how they are now taking over all these restaurant jobs, and they're communicating with each other because they're still attached to their originality. They still have their language. They still have the understanding of what the purpose is for their culture and the reason that they came here. We were drugged here. They walked here, whatever. They came here willingly. But we've so much accepted this American dream that, even at the end of King's years, he was like, man, have I brought my people into a burning house? This this seems to be a never-ending battle with these people. As Baldwin said, uh, these people have deceived themselves for so long, they have become moral monsters. But we continue to fight for this. I don't know who said we wanted to be Americans, uh, who said we wanted a part of America's dream. These were things that were decided by other people for us. There were other factions, Garvey and people like that were like, hey, we need to go back to Africa, or do something, get up out of here. And the government should assist us. But the government said, no, we didn't invest too much money in you niggas now. We done built the nation up off you. And now we need your money to sustain it. Even though the government subsidized all the people that lost their slaves and gave them free land and machines and money, and they were able to build institutions, and the Industrial Revolution came along, and the government supported all this, but pretty much left us out, because even when we were trying to get a job, well, nigga, we don't want to hire you. Why are you trying to be equal to the white man? Why? These were the circumstances, and then they put the other groups in place. The Italians, the Irish. Let's make them police officers. Let's let them be the fire department. All the union jobs, uh, and we can still suppress our Negroes. And then when we do get a Negro some rights, well, let's suppress them some more. Uh, we gave them their act. Now, the following year, we're gonna give the immigrants. We're gonna come up with the Immigration Act. We ain't finna give y'all no extra money. We just finna take money from the little black situation we set up, and now we gonna give y'all some money too. And this will help everybody. So then we don't have to fight the battle no more, and the Negroes will accept it. And after the assassination of all our great leaders in the 60s, the 70s roll around, and we get the the Black Panther faction, and we get the Rainbow Coalition. And again, they didn't just like they didn't want to deal with Malcolm, they didn't want to deal with the Panthers. So they changed the rules again, destroy the Panthers, infiltrate them, destroy them. Everything we do gets destroyed because we are so anxious to please the master. As Ozzie Davis says in the beginning clip, Malcolm was trying to lance our love for and us looking for the approval of the white man. So we're always infiltrated because everything we do, we have to include them because we're in that game. I quoted a Chuck D line to the people in the business group. I said, "What is a form of? This is a form of slavery organized. You still living under the devil. This is his system, the way he built it, the way he likes it, and you ain't got no control in it. You can be the best at, and they hate you more if you're better than them at what they do. Oh, well, you got to be punished." And I always use myself as an example. I tell people, I said, look, I was in corporate America for 26 years, never got a single promotion. Didn't make a difference how good I was. I remember one time I got 3 exceeds expectations in a row. 3. Okay, well we don't remember that. We don't see that. What you mean you don't remember? Ain't it part of y'all records? Well, nigga Rick, you didn't put your tap shoes on when you did it. And that's the difference around here, boy. We make the rules, we change the rules. This is your life here. And if you don't like it, go on out there and try for some freedom. And as I told the people in the group, so your freedom to you looks like I can get them to go to work. I come home to a nice house. I got my credit cards. I take trips. I can send my kids to schools. This works for me. Why buck the system? The system works for me. I don't need the bucket. I'm good. So we divide it because it doesn't work for everybody. But that's the plan in the first place. The enemy says, well, let's take the people that have bought into our plan because they're gonna be the best defense against the ones that don't buy into our plan. And we don't have to browbeat the ones that haven't bought into the plan because they gonna do it. They're gonna say, "You's a shiftless Negro. You should have went to school and got your education. You should have did this. You should have did this. And now the situation you're in is all your fault." We don't want to hear that stuff about what the white man did to you and everything. This is America. You got a chance just like everybody else. And if you're willing to work 3 times as hard to get half as much, you can have a form of success too. And then I explained to them that's why our younger people don't want to go for that. Okay, I got to work 3 times as hard to get half as much, and that's success. And what book? And what book is that success? Zero. This is what we do. And now the stage has been set internationally. We have this man in the White House just creating chaos around the world. The same man that told you to drink bleach during the COVID, that didn't do anything, didn't follow any of the recommendations that have been placed in the World Health Organization about an epidemic outbreak, has now withdrawn America from the World Health Organization. The man that allowed that whole COVID thing to jump off didn't want to follow the recommendations then. Now it's withdrawing from the World Health Organization. Make it make sense. This same man is trying to take over a whole island. I guess they call Greenland an island. Well, strategically, we need to be in control of that island because the Russians and the Chinese stay over there doing stuff, and this would be a central point. Disregard the feelings of the people that are there and who don't agree with it. That's kind of like, I don't want to call it a dictatorship. That's what it's kind of feeling like. And we targeting countries in Africa under the guise of we looking for these jihadists that are hiding. Never mind the terrorists countries that we already doing business with. See how the craziness keeps going, and everybody got a plan except us. Where is our plan? And I would love to figure out what's the black people's plan. A lot of people say all government is local, and it seems like locally we losing locally also. Our hands are so tied in this country regarding our children and things. We can't raise our own children, not in the public school atmosphere, because we got rules and regulations. Not even in a church atmosphere. If you have programs in the church regarding youth, you still have to follow the stipulations of the so-called government on what you can do and how you can interact with your children. This only happens to us because we really don't have our own schools. Most of the stuff that black people have in this country is government based. So when you go to these other communities, they don't have to listen to this crap. No, we already got our own stuff. We got our own synagogues and everything, and we teach our own. We could care less what America says. This is how we want to teach our children. Jewish, Chinese, Italian. Everybody's got their own cultural standings. Except us. They trying to convince us that our culture is hip hop. No, that's just some something that we put together, and then they found a way to take that. They always got a way. Your black history don't exist. Not the way you want it to exist. We gonna take that. You had positive rap. Tons and tons of groups, positive rap. Early 90s. By the 2000, everything was negative. And pretty much most of the stuff is negative now. And you got your kids, come on through. Go through all this other nonsense. Sliding, everybody's a knob. And you better not discipline your child. How dare you try to discipline your kids? We got a whole agenda already set up for them. Set up for them to fail. We ain't gonna be on the soapbox all night. We know what it is. Like I said, the motto this year is the black is back, and we gonna keep it black. And I guess I had to fix it. I don't know why the TBA came up. I used to have a number there. Working on some things. We're gonna work those things out, and we're gonna keep talking black, and we're gonna figure out what's the strategy, and how do we stop accepting these things that don't benefit us on a larger scale, because it just constantly looks like we're losing. Freedom's not free, y'all, and you can't get freedom without action, without a plan, without a direction, without unity. And the main ingredient that we've been missing from all these different groups and all these different strategies is, where's our unity? And until we find that, I'll share a joke, because I thought it was a pretty clever joke. I didn't make up the joke. Black man, white man, Chinese man go to heaven. They're at the gate with St. Peter's. And St. Peter says, in order for you to get into heaven, you have to ask me a question that I can't answer. Otherwise, you're not getting in. So the Chinese man asks the question, St. Peter answers the question. Sorry, Chinese man, you ain't getting in. White man asks the question, St. Peter answers it, sorry, you ain't getting in. Black man leans over, whispers in St. Peter's ear. Boom, bam, bam. The gates open. Black man goes into heaven. The white man, Chinese man, is standing there looking like, what was the question? He whispered, what was the question? And St. Peter said, the question he asked was, when will black people find unity? Love, peace, soul. We out of here.
Step out of the car.
No, you don't have the right.
Step out of the car.
You do not have the right to do that.
I do have the right. Now step out or I will remove
I
you.
refuse to talk to you other than to identify myself.
Now if your woman ain't no revolutionary, she'll persuade you to be a fucking slave for the rest of your days. She'll be grooming you on how to behave, teaching you how to cool and buck dance so that you can be safe. If that brother ain't no rider, soldier, no provider, molder of young minds, check it out, you got yourself a bitch. Think about the time that you invested in him. If he's wearing them skinny jeans, you a lesbian. For every 100 black women who ain't locked up, it's only 83 black men remain. Take away 1.5 million black men who might have benefited their women and their children. You don't know a war when it's waged against you, when it makes you drive your baby mama to the clinic just to kill your own. Ain't no legacy to leave behind, cause ain't nobody sitting on your throne. You motherfuckers are asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't stop, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, you asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't fight, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, nigga. Sandra Bland was a rider. She wouldn't have committed suicide, and you a motherfucking liar. It would not be wise to stop when you hear sirens and you see the police behind you, but you don't wanna die. They gon' shoot you if you run. They gon' say that you was going for the police gun. That's why they shot you like 120 times, but you was still coming, so they put another bullet in your lung. Them devils got you praying while they murder, because they know you on that bullshit. They steady with them bull clips and body armor. They kill your women in the street, cause they figure you too weak to do anything about it. You some shit, getting fucked in your sleep. They poison you every time you brush your teeth. You don't care, you behave like a slave. A bitch from the cradle to the grave, on your knees with your hands out, begging cause you wanna be motherfuckers are asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't stop, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, you asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't fight, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, nigga.
Straight bullshit, you full of shit. Full of straight shit.
I'm getting it. For what?